Hello everyone, welcome back to Pilates with Yvonne. I am Yvonne and today we'll just do another Pilates workout together. So whenever you're ready, just come to your mat and find your comfortable position. We're going to get started from seated today. So I'm going to invite you to just find a comfortable seated position, maybe with one shin in front of the other or maybe just cross legs. We're just going to take a big breath in through the nose, try to lengthen through the spine. And then through and exhale. We let those shoulders drop down away from the ears. And again, breath in. And breath out. Taking two more like this. Breathing in. And breathing out. Connect to how you feel. Give me last one, everyone. Inhaling. Expand through the rib cage. Exhaling. Soft thighs, soft chest, soft belly. Start to bring your chin to the chest whenever you're ready. And start to draw a half of a circle. So we're going to roll the chin down towards the left shoulder. And now we're going to just draw half of a moon towards the right. And you can keep your eyes closed here. And that's absolutely fine because I want you to just check on how you feel today through your neck. We keep that spine super long. And we try to always make sure those shoulders don't start to suddenly roll towards the front, but they're nice and open. So the chest and the collarbones are spreading towards the front of the mat. We're going to take last one here. So breathing out half of a circle and inhaling to look over the shoulder. Exhaling, finish your right and finish your left. And from here, we're going to just bring the chin down to the chest. We're going to interlace the hands at the back of the head. You can start to blink your eyes open. So we can start to just open the elbows. And we're going to breathe in to look up to the sky. Shine that chest to the ceiling. Take a spinal extension. And exhaling, elbows in, belly bottom scoop into the belly. Belly bottom scoop into the spine. And we look down. And inhaling, elbows will go wide, long spine, head lift, nose lift. Exhale, elbows in parallel around the spine, look down. Twice more, inhaling. Just really try to expand here through the sides of the rib cage when you breathe in. So there is that three-dimensional breath. Give me last one. Inhale to look up. Exhale to round. Beautiful. We're going to start to lengthen through the spine. We're going to bring the arms to a T shape here, palms of the hands facing up. We're going to bring the elbows in and then arms will lengthen out. So pull the elbows by the side of the rib cage and then send those fingertips away. And I want you to imagine that you carry two pizza plates on top of your hands and forearms. So always flipping the palms of the hands towards the ceiling as much as you can. So really working with that external rotation happening from your shoulders, yeah? We're going to add on in one. So start to lengthen the arms. We're going to close the hands into the same line of the shoulders. We're going to open and we're going to just bring the elbows in. So we lengthen and we close. We lengthen and we bend. We lengthen. Exhale, close. Inhale, lengthen and bend. 4, 3. And I'm trying to think about how much space I can just hug with those arms, kind of really project through those fingertips and through the crown of my head, because remember, we're not rounding down. You're still lengthening through the spine and you're still scooping your belly in to engage your core. We're going to lengthen those arms forward, and from here, we're just going to take a big circle with the left arm to look back, exhale, and then we hug the space straight in front. Swap. Right arm goes up and to the back. Exhale, hug the space. So it's a circle that moves into a rotation of the middle back, and then we just lengthen back forward. So breath in to open. Exhaling, come back. And again, once more, breath in, open, exhale, hug the space. Last one, breath in, exhale. Yeah. So from this position, can you start to reach your arms towards the ceiling? Can you just take an inhale to lift the shoulders? Exhale, let's drop the shoulders down and reopen those arms to a T shape. So we move forward, up, shoulders up. Drop the shoulders down, open and close those arms, yeah? So it's a little circle that moves in front of you. So you're going to always have a moment to check that you can see where the arms are. So everything is basically into your peripheral view. So even when my arms open, my arms are not moving too far back. So I'm not arching through my spine. Give me last one, inhale up, shoulders up, exhale, drop and open, beautiful. Bring your arms forward and then start to bring your feet in the same line of the hips and start to rest your hands on top of the shins. I'm just gonna turn around. Inhale at the top, lengthen through the spine, shoulders back and down. Hopefully those shoulders are nice and warm by now. Exhale, round the spine, C-curve, and bring your arms by the side of the thighs. So just lightly tapping the side of the legs. We're gonna lengthen back up to where we started. Exhale, we round. Why? We really engage the core. So think about clipping the ribs down to the hips. And again, breath in to shine the sternum bone forward. Breathing out while you round back. For 4, inhale. Exhale back. Inhale. Exhale back. Last 2, breath in. And out. We're going to add on in a second. So hopefully we're warming up a little bit more our core. And now we're ready to just find our C-curve and our arms reaching forward. So we're going to twist to the right, exhaling. So make sure your shoulders don't lift, shoulders are leveled. And then breath in, we come back. Exhale, twist to the left. Inhale, come back. Exhale, move back an inch into the middle line and then coming back to a C-curve. So we twist, arms to the right side of the mat and then centering, arms to the left side of the mat and then centering, moving back an inch through the spine and back up, yeah? One more. Exhale when you twist, inhale when you center. Try to keep your knees super still. So those hips are still as well, yeah? And those arms are reaching forward and forward. Now on the next one, I give you an option to add on, everyone. So you can absolutely add some intensity or you can stay with these. If you want to add on, you're going to, instead of lower just halfway, you're going to lower fully down. So the head is going to come to the floor and the arms to the ceiling. Exhaling, fingertips forward, head and shoulders lifting. We're going to imagine that the hands are sliding towards the knees and we're coming back to our C-curve. So exhale, twist, inhale, center. Exhale, twist, inhale, center. Round back, bone by bone. Find the head onto the floor, the arms up, breath in. Exhale, fingertips pulling, back to C-curve. Exhale to twist, inhale, center. Exhale, twist, inhale, center, rolling down through the spine, arms up, exhale, forward, C-curve. Last time. Remember, you don't have to add on, yeah? You can stay with that little pulse that we started with. Rounding, inhaling, engage the core, exhaling. Beautiful. We're going to stay here with pulses, back and forward. Exhale, back, inhale, forward, exhale, back, inhale, forward, just for 4, 4, 3, 4, 2, beautiful, last one. We're going to bring the elbows under the shoulders and from here we just start to just work into our forearms position. Right leg in tabletop and the same for the left leg. So we have both legs in 90 degrees angle. I want you to flex your left foot and lengthen your left leg forward to the front edge of the mat without sinking through the shoulders, yeah? So start to press through the forearms and shine the chest to a diagonal. Point your toes and come back. And we do the same to the second side. So we flex, we lengthen, we kick, we hold for a second, point the toes, bend, come back to center. Breathing out when you flex and lengthen. Inhaling while you point and come back. Flex, engage. Breath in, collect. Just once more. Exhaling, inhaling. Of course, if this feels too much, instead of having both legs in tabletop, you're just gonna bring one leg down and you're gonna just work one leg at a time. Yeah, let's do this one more. So I'm gonna do the variation. If this feels too much into my lower back maybe, or my hips, I'm just lifting one foot up and the other leg is just still onto the floor. Yeah. We're going to finish with these legs here, just having the left leg pointing and lengthening towards the front, and your right knee is bent in tabletop or on the floor. From here, we're going to open that left leg to the mat lines, and then we come back to center. And I want you to keep those toes pointing towards the ceiling, yeah? We go for 6, inhale in, exhale when you open to the sides, 5, breathe out, for 4. And think about being equally lengthening through the hips and the shoulders, yeah? We're lengthening instead of rounding or collapsing down. You're active through the core and the front of your body. We're going to finish this next one, exhaling, inhale in, point the toes, we swap the leg. Second side, breathing out, inhale, exhale, inhale. And the movement is not too big, absolutely. It's really controlled because I don't want you to move the leg that is in the middle. And I want you to be kind of really light on the elbows as well. 3, breath in. 2, breath in. 1, breath in. Beautiful. Legs in tabletop or on the floor. We're all going to bring those feet down and we're all going to push back to a seated position with fingertips pointing in towards the sitting bones and the feet a little bit further forward. We're going to roll those shoulders back and down so the chest is shining forward. And I'm going to ask you to just breathe in from here. Are going to bend the elbows towards the back of the mat. Imagine your elbows are wrapping in. Exhale, we push. Inhale, bend. Exhale, push. We just go with little tricep dips here, working a little bit our arms, our triceps. But every time I think about those shoulders being away from the ears. So I'm not, again, sinking and rolling my shoulders forward. I am trying to press these shoulders back and down. Give me 2 more. Exhaling, press. Inhale, bend, last one. Exhale. Now we're going to press the arms, squeeze through the glutes, pick those hips up, maybe halfway, maybe fully up into a reverse tabletop. You can bring the chin to the chest or look towards the ceiling. And then we make our way down. Lift the legs to tabletop position or keep the feet on the floor and then find your boat. So bring your arms by the side of the legs. We're going to just lengthen the legs forward. Now careful because this is a challenging one. You're going to lengthen the legs forward. You move your chest an inch back. Exhale, knees to tabletop, an inch in with the spine. So we lengthen the legs, really slow and controlled. We lengthen the spine away an inch and then bend the knees and recollect the spine back into the starting position. Breath in, exhale, collect. For 2, breath in, exhale, collect. For 1, breath in, exhale, collect. Feet down, hands behind the pelvis, and we go from the top. Option to keep the sitting bones on the floor as we just did, or option to lift the hips up. And we're gonna go again. Bend the elbows, exhale, push. Breath in, breath out. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale. For 4, breath in. Remember, it's not your hips moving up and down, but it's your elbows bending, yeah? So it's your elbows bending back and arms stretching 2 more. Exhale. Last one. Breathing out. Beautiful. Bring your hips down, taking in high. Roll the shoulders back and down. We take the hips up into that reverse tabletop from here. Squeeze the glutes, look forward. Check that your knees are not opening. They're in the same line of the hips. And make your way down so we can go back into that boat. Feet on the floor if it feels too much. So if I'm doing the variation, I'm just moving the chest back an inch. Exhale, forward an inch. Yeah? Back into what we did before. If your legs are in tabletop, as we did, your legs are lengthening. So stretch the knees, squeeze the thighs, and then bend in. And again, we go for 4. Breath in. Exhale, collect. For 3. Breath in. Exhale, collect. For 2. Breath in. Exhale, collect. You can do it. Give me last one. Breath in. Beautiful. Exhale. Yes. Feet down. Hands back. Last round, everyone. Roll the shoulders back. I'm going to give you one more option. Start to lift your hips if you like, and start to maybe lift your right leg to tabletop. Inhale, bend the elbows. Exhale, push. Inhale, bend. Exhale, push. Inhale. Exhale. Here we go. For 5. In and out. For 3. Exhale. Make sure your shoulders are stuck on top of the wrist. 2. Last one. Stay with me. And feet down, hips down. Inhale. We're not going to go into reverse tabletop. We lift the legs into our boat. Reach the arms, and maybe this time, long legs, spine traveling to the floor. Exhale, relift everything. So we don't move back an inch only. You're lengthening these legs, and with control, full spine back. Exhaling, bend the knees in. This is a really challenging one, yeah? So if this affects your lower back, I absolutely don't want you to do your legs. I want you to focus just onto your torso, just for 2, so your feet can stay on the floor. Exhale back, last one. Breath in. Exhale, engage. Finishing on the second side, everyone. Hands behind you. Long spine. Lift your hips. Squeeze the glutes. And this time, opposite leg up. Bend the elbows and stretch. Just for 7. And 6. 5. 4. Exhale. 3. And 2. And 1. We go back, feet down, hips down, legs to 90 degrees or on the floor. I'm doing the variation for 1 rep. We round the spine, halfway, head up. Exhale, come back. Inhale to move away. Exhale to pull back in, yeah? Just for 5. Exhale, engage. And your hands are reaching and reaching. So again, I'm imagining that I have strings that pull me from the fingertips, string that pulls me from the knees, from the sternum bone, from the toes. And those strings together, they allow my body to find the balance on the sitting bones. Give me a last one. Breath in. And out. Beautiful job. Bring your feet down, hands, drop those knees away from each other so you can relax your head towards the feet. Take any movement through your head. And then start to unroll the spine. Ooh, beautiful job, everyone. We're going to bring the feet forward in the same line of the hips so you can roll down onto the back from here. And we're just going to get started interlacing the hands behind the back of the head. So you're going to have fingertips supporting the head, elbows lifting, and we're just going to find an imprinted spine. So instead of having a natural curve or an excessive curve under the lower back, I'm going to ask you to lengthen through the lower back. Exhaling, we lift the right and the left leg in tabletop. Elbows a couple of inches off the floor. Breathing out, I'm going to ask you to bring the right elbow in the same direction of your left knee. And I'm breathing in. We're going to lower the head back. And you're going to send the legs out to 45 or 60 degrees. Exhale, second side, left elbow to right knee. So we have a twist. Inhale, head back, long legs. Now, if this feels too much, breathing out to twist. Inhaling, toes will move forward and down halfway. Still with no arch of the lower back. Exhale, twist. Inhale, toes down, head back, yeah? That's your variation. Breathing out. Breathing in, lengthen the legs. Breathing out, twist. Inhale, lengthen. We go for 4. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. We go for 3. Breathing out. You can start to make it a little bit bigger if you like to add on. But I want you to always check that you're not arching the lower back. There is no lower back lifting, yeah? You keep that lower back long. Of course, maybe a pocket of air is going to just be underneath the lower back, but I don't want you to excessively arch your spine. Give me last one. Exhale, twist to the right. Inhale, center, and twist to the left. We're going to bring these feet all the way down to the floor, and we're going to just bring the arms to a T shape. So from here, we're just going to take a well-deserved twist. Knees can drop to the left, chin can release to the right. And maybe the top leg is going to move on top of the bottom leg. So you have kind of 90 degrees angle. I'm just going to move a little bit back so there is a bit more space. You're going to drop both shoulders. Now, option to stay here if this feels right. I think it's pretty nice to really feel that rotation. Or option to lengthen the top leg. And then with your opposite hand, you can just lead that ankle to just find the floor. Taking in high through the nose, really breathe into the body. And a long breath out. Release, reset. Lovely. Retrace the leg back in. Ground your feet on the floor, nose up to the ceiling. And we'll just drop the knees toward the right side. Maybe readjust the hips a little bit to the left. And again, maybe bring one leg on top of the other and hold. Always keeping the opposite shoulder nice and dropping down. Like if you're melting that long arm and long shoulder on the floor. Or option to just lengthen the top leg. And with your opposite hand, you can just lead that foot down to the floor. 2 rounds of breaths. You can close down the eyes and reconnect your body. Beautiful. Whenever you're ready, taking it high. Exhale, return the legs back to the middle, ground your feet, and from here, squeeze your knees towards your chest. Bring your hands at the back of the thighs. We're going to start to rock forward and back here to come back to seated. We're going to bring the one shin on top of the other, in front of the other as we started. And we're going to scoop that left arm up and over so we can take a side stretch. Inhaling, exhaling. Start to lengthen that arm and swap. So we take the other side, big breath in, lengthen and find the floor. Make sure seat timbers are on the ground. And breathing out, release. Come back to the center. Take a big, big breath in to reach the arms to the ceiling. Exhaling. Melt those arms by the side of the body. And thank you so much, guys. As always, Thank you so much for joining me for this practice. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel if you like my content. Maybe drop a like or a comment. Make sure you turn on the bell so you're gonna have a notification every time a video is live. So please, 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 if you like my content, just give me a little subscribe because it is free for you, but it means a lot to me. And I'm going to see you very soon for another Pilates flow whenever you're ready. Enjoy the rest of your day.